Hallo, guten Tag.
Hallo, guten Tag. Wie kann ich Ihnen helfen?
Ich brauche einen Bleistift, aber ist das der Bleistift, die Bleistift oder das Bleistift?
Es ist der Bleistift.
Also, ich brauche einen Bleistift bitte. Und was ist
Okay.
das?
Das dort?
Mhm.
Das ist eine Mappe.
Also, ist das die Mappe, der Mappe oder das Mappe?
Es ist doch die Mappe.
Okay, und das? Was ist das?
Was? Das oben?
Ja,
Okay, dort haben wir die alle Bücher. Das ist ein Buch dort.
mhm. So ist das der Buch, die Buch oder das Buch?
Das ist das Buch. Aber Joman, ich bin eine Verkäuferin, kein Wörterbuch.
Also, ich lerne Deutsch, deswegen lerne ich die Artikel.
Oh, so Sie müssen ein Wörterbuch kaufen, bitte.
Also, ist es das Wörterbuch, der Wörterbuch oder die Wörterbuch?
Oh. Hello, hey guys. Hi, I'm Shratika. And as you saw in the previous video, I was playing the part of a Verkäuferin, which means a seller in German. And it was basically a dialogue between a seller and a tourist who was just learning German. And she had a lot of questions on whether the article to every noun is der, die, or das. So now I know it's quite relatable to most of you who are learning German at your beginner's level. And the struggle is quite evident whether the article is there, the, das, since you don't have any ways. But here in today's video, I'm going to not teach you, but just tell you the number of ways you can learn the articles, how do you remember the articles, how do you categorize them, and also the smaller tips which can help you to learn any article. You just see the noun and you know the article. So let's get started. Well, let's see how do we differentiate between der, die und das. Let's have a look at this table here. So in the first column, which is Artikeln. Artikeln is articles in German. Bestimmte Articles. The articles that take the article the as in English are called as bestimmte Articles. And then there is unbestimmte Articles, which replace the articles which take the form of in English are unbestimmte Articles. So how do we differentiate between the bestimmte Articles and unbestimmte Articles? Firstly, if at all I'm referring to something in very particular or very specifically, I'm saying, I want the glass. So I'm referring to a specific glass. So in this case, I use the bestimmte Article, the. Unbestimmte Article. So when I say I want to buy a glass, I am not specifying to any glass, any particular glass. I am just saying I want to buy some glass. It's very vague information that I'm trying to give out. So these are the two, this is the differentiation basically between using bestimmte articles and unbestimmte articles. Now, in English, as we know, we have all the articles same for all the genders. So let it be the glass, the woman, the man, the dog, the sofa. All of the nouns take the same article the. But the case is different in German. In German, you have to categorize the article based on whether the particular substantive. With substantive, I mean the noun is masculine, feminine, neutrum, and plural goes same for all the three genders. So if at all my noun is masculine, my bestimmte Artikel is der. For feminine, it is die. For neutrum, it is das. And for all masculine, feminine, and neutrum plural, the article is always die. You don't have to remember the article for all the plural nouns. It's always and always die. Next, let's check the unbestimmte Articles, which is in English. So when the particular substantive is masculine, you use the article ein. feminine, eine, und Neutrum, it is ein. In plural, you never say apples, right? You always say the apples. It's never apples, so you never have a plural for the unbestimmte Articles. Now, Beispiele, let's look at the Beispiele. Beispiele means examples. So, first thing to clarify in German, we cannot relate the categorization of masculine, feminine, and Neutrum in German as to in English. In English, we differentiate based on whether it is a living thing or non-living thing. For example, a sofa, bed, a table, handkerchief, all of these are non-living things, and hence they're always counted as neutral in English. But that is not the case in German. In German, a table, Tisch, here the word Tisch means a table. So table is masculine. Tasche, which means a bag, is feminine. Book, that is a book again, it means das Buch, which is Neutrum. And if you see plural is Tische, Taschen, and Bücher. Okay, so how do we remember all this? This is the basic struggle of learning the articles. You always remember the substantive with the article. This is a point to be noted. Always remember, whenever you learn any new noun, any new substantive in German, you always learn it with the article. For example, I confront this word Tisch for the first time. I never learn it as only Tisch. I learn it as der Tisch. Tasche, die Tasche. Book, das Book. You never have to remember the articles for the plural, as I already said, because the article for all these plural, the plural of Tisch is Tische, Tasche is Taschen, Book is Bücher. The article for all these three remains die. So let's go ahead to the next slide. Let's understand masculine with some examples. So the, which is der, is ein. Now, apple. The apple in German is called as der Apfel. I learned apple for the first time and I remember it with the article. It's always der Apfel. And the plural is die Äpfel. So here I needn't remember the article for the plural. I may just remember Äpfel and I always know that the article is die. Der Kugelschreiber. Kugelschreiber is a pen and the plural is die Kugelschreiber. Now, if you see over here, I can differentiate between one pen and multiple pens based on the article. The plural for Kugelschreiber remains Kugelschreiber, but when I say der Kugelschreiber, I understand I'm referring to only single Kugelschreiber, only one pen. When I say die Kugelschreiber, I am referring to multiple pens, maybe two or more. Next, der Zug. Zug is a train. The plural is die Züge. Next is a stool. Der Stuhl, plural, die Stühle. Tisch is a table. The plural is die Tische. So now, as you can see over here, none of the things are living things. They all are non-living things. But I do have to remember the articles whenever I learn the word. So let's see some sentences. So this is going to clearly differentiate how and when do we use the bestimmte articles and the unbestimmte articles. So for example, I am pointing to a big apple out there in the market and I say, das ist ein Apfel, which means that is an apple. The next sentence I say, der Apfel ist rot. So now here, in this case, I am pointing out to a specific apple and I'm saying, the apple is red. So here do we understand the differentiation between unbestimmter and bestimmter articles? Good, let's check the next sentence. Das ist ein Kugelschreiber. So it means that. So here das is not the neutrum article das. This das means that. Please make a note. This is not das as in das book. It is das which means that. So das ist ein Kugelschreiber. Here the article is ein because I'm saying that is a pen. And when I say der Kugelschreiber ist weiß, I'm referring to this pen and saying the pen is white. Let's look at the feminine. The is die, a is eine. Die Küche, the kitchen. Die Küchen, the kitchens. Die Tür, the door. Die Türen, the doors. Die Waschmaschine is a washing machine, the washing machine. Die Waschmaschinen is the washing machines. Die Tasche is the bag. Die Taschen is the bags. Das ist eine Küche. That is a kitchen. Die Küche ist sauber. The kitchen is clean. I am specifying in the second sentence, and in the first sentence it's vague. Das ist eine Tür. That is a door. Die Tür ist offen. The door is open. Neutrum. So das, the, ein. It's similar to your masculine, but this is the case only when we are talking about nominative articles. We'll see the other articles in the coming videos. So das Auto, the car. Die Autos, the cars. Das Handy, the mobile phone. Die Handys, the mobile phones. Das Fenster, the window. Die Fenster, the windows. Das Sofa und die Sofas. The sofa, the sofas. Das Book is single book. Die Bücher, multiple books. So when I'm referring to a big car, I'm saying das ist ein Auto. But now I am talking about a particular car and I say das Auto ist klein. So the car is small. Das ist ein Handy. So that is a mobile phone. Das Handy is modern. The mobile phone is modern. Okay, so now till here we have seen how do we remember the differentiation between the articles. Der, die und das. But now let's see some tricks that can help you remember the articles in case of der. First, let's go ahead with der. Hilfe bei der, which means help while you learn the article there. So, whenever the person, the profession, the relations are male, masculine, not masculine, but I'd say when it's male, at that time, your article will always be there. For example, let's look at the examples here. Der Vater. Vater is father. So, der Vater, which means father. Der Bruder. Here, der Bruder is brother. So, der Großvater, the grandfather. Okay, so next we check on the next point that you can remember is all alcohols or all drinks are always there. It's always the ending. So now this is a part where you can actually look around. The ending, whenever the ending is ling as in their Liebling, the article will always mostly be there. Whenever the ending is or, en, er, tag, the endings with all these suffixes will always have the article as there. So as I've said over here below, it can be generalized to around 80%. So not always, but most of the times, mostly 80% of the times, the article will be there. So let's have a look here. They're unroofer. So the ending is ER. Hence the article is there. Liebling, ling, hence there. Now here, this person is a journalist. They're journalist. So journalist is a journalist. So now since the profession is a male profession, hence the article is there, which refers to point number 1. So let's move ahead to D. So Hilfe bei D. Over here again, if the person, profession or relation is female, you always have the article D. Now here is a small exception with the word das Mädchen. Das Mädchen means a young lady. So now this is also not an exception. The exception is again just because of the ending. We will see this when we check out Hilfe bei das. We will come back to the same point. So again, die Mutter, as we saw in the previous slide, die Mutter, die Schwester, die Großmutter, mother, sister, and grandmother. All of them are relations which are feminine. Hence, the article is die. Again, let's check with the endings. If the ending is ung, I mean the suffix is ion, shaft, eit, ei, ie, t, he umlaut, t, nis. Mostly, the endings with all these suffixes have the article D. So let's have a look. It is die Kenntnis. It is die Mannschaft. The article is D because the ending over here is shaft. It is nis. Now let's have a look. What is it with Mädchen? I can give a couple of more examples with D. For example, if you see EI, it's Bäckerei, die Bäckerei, which is a bakery. Universität, Universität, it is university, which is die Universität, ends with T, A umlaut T. Okay, next we have Hilfe bei das. So in case of das, small kinds. So example, whenever we refer to some sort of small kinds, for example, it's das Baby, small kind, das Kind, a small child. A child is called as Kind. So das Baby, das Kind, all these take the article as das. Infinitive. Example, das Lernen, das Verhalten. So whenever the ending is with en, it's not en, but when a verb becomes a noun. So the infinitive form of the verb is a noun. At that particular point of time, you have the article as das. Lernen is also a verb, and when it is converted as noun, it is das Lernen. Verhalten again becomes a noun with the article das. Next are again the suffixes which take the endings as line, schen, ment, o, nis, ie, and ei. So line, if you say Fräulein, das Fräulein. The ending is line, hence the article is das. Schen. So now this was the thing with Mädchen. Since the article, the ending of the noun is schen, hence the article is das. So we have a lot of more examples here. IE ending with IE, it is das Academy. Das Foto ends with O. Enttäuschung is das Ergebnis falscher Erwartungen. So here we just have to pick out the word Ergebnis, which ends with nis, and the article to it is das. So Ergebnis means result. Okay, so next, if at all you see over here, the articles nis, ie, ei, I had already listed here for D. So it could be D, it could be das. So again, you have to, whenever you learn any word, any new noun, substantive, you always learn them with the articles. And these small tricks can help you. You can just refer to these suffixes and just check whether the article is there or die or das. And then your situation will not be like the tourist in the first video. Okay, so we have certain things listed out here. We had certain examples as well put out in the sentence form. You may go ahead and list down in the commentar section below if you can make certain new sentences out of all these words. So this is for there. Machen Sie Sätze means make sentences. For the, das, let us know what other articles, what other sentences that you've come up with. We'll be very grateful once we know what are your answers to it. Thank you.